In a classroom filled with eager students, a lady teacher named Mrs. Thompson walked in with a stern and angry expression on her face. She had prepared an important lesson for the day, but the students seemed more interested in their own conversations and distractions. Meanwhile, on the basketball court just outside the classroom, a group of students was engaged in an energetic game. Their laughter and cheerful shouts filled the air as they dribbled, passed, and shot the ball. They were completely immersed in the joy of playing basketball, their faces beaming with happiness. Another class, Mr. Jones is determined to educate his students, but it seems that their minds are elsewhere. Teacher, it's time to focus on our studies. We have important lessons to cover. Despite Mr. Thompson's best efforts, the students' attention remains fixed on their desire to play basketball. Student 1, excited tone, Mr. Thompson, can't we take a break and play basketball? It's such a beautiful day outside. Student 2, eager tone, yeah, Mr. Thompson, let's have some fun. We're tired of studying all the time. Mr. Thompson, feeling his frustration rise, struggles to keep his composure and understand the student's perspective. Mr. Joe, no. We need to prioritize our education. Playing basketball won't get you anywhere in life if you don't focus on your studies. In next period again was Mrs. Thompson. Despite Mrs. Thompson's attempts to regain their attention, The students remained captivated by the excitement of the game. The sound of the bouncing basketball and the camaraderie among the players were far more enticing than the classroom atmosphere. As the game continued, the students showcased their skills, running, jumping, and competing with enthusiasm. Their carefree spirits lifted the mood, contrasting sharply with the tense and frustrated atmosphere inside the classroom. Back in the classroom, Mrs. Thompson struggled to keep her composure. She couldn't understand why her students seemed disinterested in her lesson. The more she tried to regain control, the more the students' attention drifted away from their textbooks and toward the basketball court. Little did Mrs. Thompson know that the students' joyous basketball game was their way of releasing the pent-up energy and stress that had accumulated throughout the day. It was their escape, their moment of freedom, and a chance to recharge their minds and bodies. Despite the contrast between the angry teacher and the happy students playing basketball, there was a valuable lesson to be learned. Mrs. Thompson realized that sometimes, in order to engage her students, she needed to incorporate their interests and find a balance between work and play. With a newfound understanding, Mrs. Thompson decided to take a different approach. She made a plan to connect her lesson with the students' passion for basketball, devising activities that combined learning and the sport they loved. By doing so, she hoped to capture their attention and create an environment where they could enjoy both study and play. And so, in that classroom where frustration and joy coexisted, Mrs. Thompson embarked on a journey to bridge the gap between teaching and the students' passion for basketball. Little did she know that by embracing their interests and finding creative ways to connect with them, she would unlock a world of learning and engagement like never before.